Link here to put a center to on this new topic. Today we got episode 1 of Blind Date Love with Arlette Armuli. This came out like a month ago, bro. This pretty much came out when I stopped making the content for a little bit. But I'm back. So I thought, you know what? Instead of starting with find love or pop a balloon and find love, let's just see what this is about. This is only 41 minutes, so I think we should be able to go through the whole thing. Let's just check it out, man. And honestly, I do not care. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Let's go ahead and. Okay.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your host Arlette and we are here today with Blind Date Love. Now before we begin, if you'd like to be featured in any of these upcoming episodes, the submission form will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you go ahead and fill that out. Now this is going to be separate from Pop the Balloon. So if you want to be featured in this specific segment of Blind Date Love, go ahead and click on that submission form below just to go ahead and be considered, and we'd love to have you on. So let's go ahead and get started. As you see here, we do have our wonderful single lady next to me. I'm gonna go ahead and have you introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Sherelle. I'm 22. I'm an architectural drafter, so I came on the show today like I'm ready to find love, so I'm really excited.
Okay. Just so the guys can know a little bit more about you, what are some things you like to do for fun?
Yeah, so a lot of my spare time is usually spent with my friends or my family, but personally my own hobbies, I've recently been getting into DJing.
Okay.
I don't do it in public yet, but and that's something I like to do for fun, and going to the gym, that's just my usual go-to right now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we do have 5 single men on the other side of this curtain. Mm-hmm. I know they're just waiting to hear more about you and you more about them.
Absolutely.
And we do see here you have a set of questions.
I do.
And we're going to go through each round. You're going to ask them a couple of questions, whatever it is, get to know them. And after each round, I'm going to have you eliminate a guy until we are down to your mad.
So this right here, this is going to be all just who can articulate themselves the best, you know? Who can really express who they are as a person the best, because as we know, it's a blind date, right? So the sight sense is gone. That means tone of voice, confidence, and the way that you express yourself. Those are the 3 key factors that's gonna win one of those guys, or at least get a date with this woman on the other side here. So let's just check it out, man. This is gonna be interesting.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Guys,
so
are we ready? Are we ready over there?
Most definitely.
Yes.
Okay. They don't sound ready to me, but whatever. All right, so
Bro, the first dude, he looked like he don't even want to be here, bro. He looked like Arlette just found him on the street and begged him to come in. He's like, man, I was heading to a meeting, man. We was about to make some money, and Arlette drugged me in here, but she said she paid me up front, so I'm cool. You know what? As long as the money's up front, that's all that matters.
I'm gonna go ahead and have you start with your first question.
So my first question is can you state a fun fact about yourself, or just anything to let me get to know you more?
And let's start with your name and age as well. So we'll start with contestant number 1.
Hey, I'm contestant number 1. My name is Rich. I'm 25 years old. And I would say a fun fact for me would be being involved with kids. I love the community, so that's something that I'm most definitely interested in. Just being able to connect with children and to provide resources to people that are less fortunate.
Okay, yeah, that's really sweet.
And contestant number 2?
I'm contestant number 2. I'm Andre. I'm 30. A fun fact about me is I like to make clothes. I taught myself how to sew. I taught myself how to do for a lot of things. I like to be very hands-on with stuff.
And now for contestant number 3.
Contestant number 3, my name is James. What I like to do is mobile bartend. I run my own mobile bartending business.
That's cool.
Been doing that for about a year and a half, and I really enjoy it.
Now contestant number 4.
See how she doesn't look like, I know she's trying to listen, so I'm gonna take that into account. And she's in like a focus mode, but see how she kind of said okay, to everything else. But when he brought up the mobile bartender, it's like, okay, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. That's dope. But that's more of like a job. That doesn't necessarily say anything about you. I guess it could say that you're a go-getter, you're an entrepreneur, but I think she was looking for something more intimate about who you are as a person.
Contestant number 4, my name is Tavier. I love to make music, love all things music, love to go to concerts, festivals, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. And contestant number 5.
Hi, I'm contestant number 5. My name is Kai. A fun fact about me, I guess, I love cars. I'm also an entrepreneur. I just bought my first water and ice store.
See, like, again, that's cool, but why are we bringing up money, bro? Like they'll get to that eventually. You guys know how I feel about that. Like, when you're trying to meet somebody, bro, money should be the last thing that's brought up at all. It shouldn't be brought up. When you first meet somebody, don't feel the need to bring up money, dude. Just don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Loads of big money.
Okay. All right. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah,
Very excited.
nice to meet them.
Okay, go ahead and take it off with your next question for
Yeah,
them.
so definitely something I want to know about you guys is, have you ever cheated, and do you think it's like a deal breaker in a relationship?
Okay, we jumping right on in.
Yeah.
Let's start with
Getting
contestant number
serious.
1.
Contestant number 1, in my younger years, of course, cheating is something that you do because you learn in a relationship. But in the older years, I wouldn't say so. So,
All right, big dog. You're 25, bro. You're just now getting to your older years. So what is considered young to him? I guess maybe 15 through 20. I can see that, but still.
no. And then a deal breaker, would cheating be a deal breaker? What form of cheating? If you're communicating with someone else, I kind of feel like I'm someone who is a great man, so I don't necessarily kind of wouldn't give in to that in a sense. But it's like, if you're so involved with me, there shouldn't be nobody else.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
agree
Contestant
to
number
that.
2.
Contestant number 2, no, I never cheated, and it's definitely a deal breaker with me. Like, I don't share.
All right. And contestant number 3.
Contestant number 3, yes, I have cheated. I don't think it's a deal breaker. I feel like it depends on the relationship, working on it, getting through it together, and just growing. And if you guys got to go your separate ways or move forward with it together.
Why are like giving him the side eye, like giving her the side eye like that? I mean, honestly, I don't see a problem with his answer. Like, if you're with somebody and you guys are just cooling, and I guess one of them cheats, yeah, it depends on the form of cheating, right? So if she comes clean about it up front, then I probably would put her on ice. I probably would put her on ice for a little bit, but it wouldn't be a total deal breaker depending on how far she went. Now, if she comes clean as like, yeah, I've been hanging out with this guy for months, we did X, Y, and Z, then yeah, I know my worth enough to let her go. But if she comes at me when it's at the beginning of it, she was like, yeah, I've been talking to this guy for like a week, I'm sorry. I probably, you know what? It actually might be a deal breaker because I will look at her sideways because then I couldn't trust her. Trust is everything. So yeah, it would be a deal breaker for me. I wouldn't be trying to make up, but all I'm saying is I can see his viewpoint though. I'm not totally against the viewpoint. I think it really does depend on the relationship. Like, I would be a little bit more lenient to, maybe let it slide if she comes up front, maybe like the first couple of days that she started talking to somebody else, right? But even then, I'd still be looking at her sideways, and once my trust is lost, I probably would just cut her off. That's me though.
Then, that's what you got to do.
Okay. Contestant number 4.
Contestant number 4, honestly speaking, I don't understand the reason to cheat because, for me, I get in relationships because I, aspire that relationship. I want that relationship. So, personally, I haven't done that. But, and I do think it's a deal breaker because if you've cheated once, you're probably going to do it again. So.
Okay. And contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, personally, I've never cheated. I do think it's a deal breaker because I feel like it's a choice. If you chose to make that decision, step out on me, you willingly and, consciously made that decision. So you weren't thinking about me or how I would feel. So personally, it is a deal breaker for me because if it were me, I would just leave personally.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and throw in one more question in this round, and then we're gonna go ahead and.
So
So it seems like she liked that last answer. She liked that last answer. And one thing I want you guys to notice, when he went into it, he didn't even go in too deep, but he went deep enough to where she's like, oh yeah, this guy actually has some sense. See, I think that people in general, people with good sense, they are attracted to other people with good sense, right? So when you start spitting a little bit of game, and when you start talking some real shit, just to keep it a buck with y'all, they're gonna notice that and they're gonna like that, bro. So that's definitely something to keep in mind.
last question for this round is, how open are you to therapy and issues related to mental health in men?
Okay, let's switch.
Okay. I think this question is funny simply because it's like, okay, she's trying to gauge how open these men are really going to be with her in general, right? Because she could care about them going to therapy, but what she really wants to know is, okay, if I talk to him and ask him to open up his feelings, will he open it up, and is he able to do that? Now, they say that they want that, but they really don't, and I know that from experience, bro. Trying to talk to a girl about feelings and all that nonsense. I mean, feelings aren't nonsense, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, going to a woman about a man's feelings, bro, that's what your bros are for. Up and down. So my view on therapy and everything, I think it just depends on how serious. Like, if you're mentally ill and you feel like you have thoughts of depression, I don't know if I could say the word, but wanting to off yourself, or anything malicious against another human being, you should go and seek therapy. Now, if you're just having trouble, at work, and maybe you're feeling a little bit stressed out, I think that that's something that you could really deal with on your own time. Because, see, what therapy really does, and what they do in therapy, is all they do is ask you questions that are really good. You know what I'm saying? They ask you very specific questions to lead you down a path to open up. That's all it is. But you know yourself better than the therapist knows yourself. So if you're having a mediocre situation, as the situation that I was talking about earlier with you just being stressed out at your job, you can really sit down and write in your journal, or just think to yourself and really solve that. But again, therapy can be necessary in certain situations. But as for me, I think that therapy is something that is only required during or when you're having an actual crisis, So that's just my 2 cents on it.
Shut up. Let's start with contestant number 5 first.
Ooh, contestant number 5. Sorry. My parents work in the behavioral health field, so I mean, I'm always open to. I'm kind of hip to it. I'm not against therapy. I just hope it's for the right reasons. It's not trying to prove a point or try and get over on somebody of pointing out their downfalls or where they lack. But I'm definitely down for it.
Okay. Contestant number 4.
I'm contestant number 4. I think therapy is very important for everybody. And personally speaking, I've dealt with some issues that, I needed therapy myself with, but didn't really go seek that. So I, feel like that's very important for everybody to do, to experience. So, yeah.
Okay. Number 3.
Contestant number 3, I think mental health is really important, but I'm not the type to really go to therapy right now. I'm open to it, but I'd rather just communicate and see where it is with it.
Contestant 2, I would say I'm open to it. I've actually been to therapy when I was in the military, so yeah, it's definitely helped me out. So I wouldn't mind going. Like, if I had a problem, wouldn't mind going to seek therapy.
Okay. And number 1.
Contestant number 1, I say I'm most definitely open to therapy. I've been in therapy. I do social work as well, and so I'm helping people out all the time. And so even healing journals, Black Men Healing Journals, if those individuals who never had one get one. So I'm all in support of mental health.
And see, yeah, that's the type of time I'm on, man. I think that people should really learn to solve their own problems. Again, there are certain reasons to go to therapy, and as I mentioned before, even trauma, that's another good reason to go to therapy. But I think that as a man, especially, being more solution based and learning to really solve your own problems without having to go to anybody else, because nobody's going to be there forever, or nobody can be around for all of your problems. And if you learn to use therapy as a crutch and you're going through something and you have to wait for an appointment, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely something that, isn't necessary. Again, under certain circumstances, I have to keep pointing that out because some people in the comments might be mad about that. But under less critical circumstances, of course, if you've been trauma, depression, all of that stuff, go seek help. If you're feeling any type of way that's not normal, or you want to do something to somebody or yourself that's not normal, seek help, go to therapy for sure.
All right. I know you heard a lot.
I did hear a lot.
So unfortunately, it is time where we do have to eliminate someone from, our lineup of men.
Yeah.
From the 5 different guys we've heard, whose answers weren't you really resonating with?
I think for me, the person I wasn't resonating with the most was contestant number 3.
Yeah. I'm cold, bro. I knew it. Just because, bro, off the rip, dude brought up entrepreneurship. It's like, all right, bro, we've been down this road before, and, you're trying to use that talking point to try to inspire some type of connection through money and her desire for money, right? Which we don't even know if that's really her true desire. From what I could tell, it doesn't seem to be. Second off, the answer on therapy, honestly, I didn't really see a problem with that. He was just being truthful. But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's what caught my attention was the entrepreneurial comment.
Reasons is the cheating, and I don't think that's something in a relationship that you can necessarily jump back. I'm sorry.
Like backpedal from,
Yeah,
recover from, I
I
guess.
don't think that's something you can necessarily work through. So yeah, that's my reasoning. And
Okay, so we're eliminating contestant number 3.
contestant number 3.
Okay,
Yes.
contestant number 3, let's have you come on out. If you want to go right on over there. All right, so if you want to remind us of your name again.
James.
James, okay. So James, she ended up eliminating you because of, the cheating thing and all of that. If you want to kind of elaborate on what you stated a little bit more, or do you understand where she's coming from
I
as well?
understand where she's coming from. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a deal breaker for a lot of people. Like I said, it depends on the relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, we do thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. I
so much.
Thank you
appreciate
for your
it.
time.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Okay, that was our first elimination.
That was our first elimination.
Let's go ahead and move on to round 2. Hit them with their first question.
Yeah. So my first question for the second round for you guys is, do you prefer a partner that's more similar to you or different?
Okay.
That's a good question. Even for me, now that I think about it, I think that the morals have to be similar for sure, but the personality I would prefer to be different, but different in a way that can complement me for sure, because you don't want to have something that is just everything is the same. You know what I'm saying? Everything we all like that. We both like the same thing. We want to provide different experiences for each other. So maybe if she likes to, I don't know, go skydiving, and I like to go scuba diving, those are basically polar opposites. One, you're going underwater. One, you're falling out of the sky, right? But having somebody that's actually passionate about that show you something new, that makes the experience so much better, because that person can tell you the ins and outs of it. And same for them. Like, if I'm passionate about scuba diving and she's ever been, you know what? It's like, okay, I can show you this. Yeah, this is the oxygen tank. And, where we're going right here, I've been down here plenty of times. You got the coral reefs, and they got anemones. Anemones. Remember that from Nemo? All that type of stuff. So that's just something. That was a good question, I think.
Let's start with contestant number 1.
Contestant number 1, I would say it kind of depends. I feel like differences can make each other better, but also those similarities are important as well, because I want to do things with you. I want to go places with you, but we do have differences. Then I would be comfortable with learning what you like, and then you learning what I like, and then we do it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, I would say It kind of, yeah, just depends on the relationship. Obviously, we would have to have some things that are different so that I would be able to get to know you and you would be able to get to know me. But on the other hand, we would definitely share some of the same things as well because, I mean, if we're going to be working on something or a relationship, we are obviously going to have some of the same interests. But it's kind of going to go both ways.
All right, and contestant number 4.
I'm contestant number 4. I'll just say, pretty similar to these guys. It does really depend. For me, I find like the more you're similar with somebody.
Okay, so I'm gonna just point this out. His eyes lit up, and so I think he's gonna try and go a different route with it to try and stand out. And because as soon as this guy said, similar to these guys, he's like, okay, this is my chance to stand out. Like he's in it to win it. That's just what I see.
The more you can connect with them. So for me, I like to make music and do all things music related. So I like to go to concerts, festivals, do fun things. You know what I mean? And if you're not into that, it might just, it might hinder, our relationship just slightly. But I'm open to anything, to be honest with you. So.
Okay.
And number 5.
Contest number 5. I'm kind of agree with everybody else. I do like the mix of the two, but I do like having differences. I feel like me personally, I like to hear like a different side of a story or a different view. Especially me, I'm very used to kind of hearing people being the same idea. So I like hearing that, that other perspective on it, personally. But yeah.
All right, good responses.
Yeah.
Let's hit him with another question.
Okay, so my second question for you guys is what sets you apart from other men in today's dating culture?
Okay, let's switch it up. Let's start in the middle of the lineup. Let's start with number 2.
All right, contestant number 2. I would say what makes me different is I'm pretty hands-on, and you don't have to tell me stuff. Like I pay attention to detail. And then like my background and just things that I've been through. As far as like growing up around women, I was brought up around women, so like I just kind of I have more of a caring side. I'm not just like
I don't know about that one, man, because trying to pander basically to women by saying that you were grew up around women, like I think there's something that women desire that a woman can't teach. Not saying that this guy has the characteristics or traits of a woman, but from what he's saying, it's like, okay, if you grew up around women, how am I going to learn from the man's perspective? That's what I imagine she might be thinking, or women in general might have an issue with if they hear something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, just something to consider.
Out here just, with no feelings, or like I actually think about my actions and stuff, and I'm the type like I don't do stuff that I don't want done to me because like I take things to the heart. So once I'm not feeling a certain way about you anymore, like it ain't no coming back from that. So I kind of try to keep that in mind as far as like how I'm moving to, so I wouldn't want to do anything that I wouldn't want you to do to me, pretty much.
Okay. All right, and let's hear from number 5.
What sets me aside, I feel like I'm my own person. So as far as like making decisions or just really, I feel like I've gotten as far as I've gotten based off my own experience and my own decisions I make. I'm not easily influenced, and if it's something I want to do, I'm gonna do it. Obviously consideration to like who I'm with, but I'm not like a follower, and I make my own way, my own motion. So if I mess up, that's on me. I don't have to like drag anybody down with me. Like, I don't know, open my own 2 businesses by myself. I bought my dream car at 24. I just feel like I've just been moving at my own pace, doing my own thing. So I'm not really into like the other limelight or.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Every time she hears something about money, it's like she just kind of like, eh. It's probably because she's probably had men try and win her over with money. I mean, she's beautiful from what I can see. She's cute to me. I just want to know what she looks like without all the makeup. But regardless, it seems like that's kind of a turnoff for her, just from the facial expressions I've seen.
Anything like that.
Okay, and number 4.
Contestant number 4. Ultimately, what makes me different is that I'm looking for marriage. To be real, somebody I can build with, grow with, have kids with, spend the rest of my life with.
Here he goes, bro, dropping the bomb, dropping the marriage bomb. See, now that can go two ways, bro. That either she's totally turned off by that, or she expects you to be a certain way. See, when you tell somebody like anything grandiose like that, if you go up and tell somebody that you want to do business with, yeah, I want to be a millionaire, bro. We need to become a millionaire right now, this and that. And let's say that you really do want to do that, but you want to do that in your own way. But when you tell somebody else that, they're like, bro, you said you want to be a millionaire, but you're not doing this, or that. But you're trying to go your own way. So when you tell a woman, I want to be married, she could use that as a talking point to try and steer you the way that she wants to steer you in terms of the relationship. If you do something that she doesn't necessarily disagree with, you said you wanted to be married, you said this, you said that, and look what you're doing now. It's like, okay. So you gotta be careful when you really just make a bold statement like that. And also, you don't even know what she looks like. And I get it, this is a dating show, and I guess you're trying to be honest, but I would just say I'm looking to date with intention and purpose, and leave it at that, and say, I'm looking for somebody that could do this and do that, but you laying out your whole future in ideal just to try and win her over, because the question was, what makes you different, not what you want. So you putting that bomb there.
So this is not just like a dating show for me. It's like, I want to get to know you. I want to know what you like, what you don't like, and hopefully, the connection builds and builds and builds, so we, can further that relationship and ultimately just grow together in harmony on one accord. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And contestant number 1.
Contestant number one. I would say for me, just attention to detail. I think what makes me different is just I enjoy paying attention to detail, being deliberate in what I do. And so with that being said, like everything that we're going to set out to do, we're going to be the best to do it. So whatever dreams you have, we're going to conquer those. Whatever dreams I have, we're going to conquer those. And just like contestant 4 said, you date to marry. So that's the intention. And so with the intentionality and us coming together, what's stopping us?
Okay, so that was a cool little sales pitch. That was a cool little sales pitch. Look at him. look at him with his hand on his hip, like he on the back of a book. You know how authors be having those little poses on the back of the book, or on the back of the the back of the book where it's not the back, but it's the flap on the inside of the back of the book, and it's a picture, and it's like about the author. This man real proud of himself after that one, and now he's trying to think of what to say. He's deep in thought.
Okay. All right, let's throw one more question into this round.
Okay, he already said something.
Another question I want to know from you guys is, what do you think is your biggest red flaw or flag?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 1.
Contestant number 1, my biggest red flag, it would be my heart. My heart put me in bad spots of just kind of people who do me wrong, to be able to continue on and love them. And I think sometimes they can get you taken advantage of.
Okay. Contestant number 2.
So he basically said he's very forgiving. So my thing with this whole thing is like these guys are really trying to play on the emotionality of the woman. That's what I'm noticing, throwing out the marriage and, trying to say, yeah, I just want to know what you like, girl. I just want to see what you do. Again, that's cool. But having that as your whole plan of action, I think that if they present themselves as who they truly are as a man, including maybe a little bit of the emotional side, but also some of the other things that make them who they are, I think that could separate them even further, because they're not coming with the usual. I'm sure that women hear that all the time, when dudes are trying to get at them on the street. It's like, yeah, girl, I want to take you out. You're gorgeous. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You're using this emotional, oh yeah, my heart is so open. you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, another thing to consider.
Contestant number 2, I would say the same thing, kind of like just my heart for real. Like I be just too caring, and like I look past a lot of stuff. I give way too many second chances, and like I like to be for my people. So if I mess with you, I'm gonna give you 1,000 chances before I really just be like, all right, I'm done. So that's
That goes against the whole thing he said about cheating earlier.
kind of like my biggest flaw right there.
Okay. Number 4.
I'm not trying to steal their answers or anything, but honestly, it is my heart, because I feel like I'm a very nice person sometimes.
Nah, bro. I'm tired of hearing that. Oh, I have such a tender heart. I can't stand. I can't stand when someone lies to me, but I'll give them a second chance. Ooh. Ooh. like they over here act like they some lone wolves howling at the moon after a girl broke up with him, bro. Like, can we get some different answers? Like, anything, bro. Like, this is getting annoying. Like, bro, I promise, bro, if this dude in the white shirt says my heart, I dare him to say my heart, bro.
And then that kind of comes off and rubs off in the wrong way with certain people. So I just try to avoid doing that, you know what I mean? Because whoever I'm dating or, pursuing to marry, that's who I want to be with. So I don't want anything else to come in between that. So, yeah, I'll just say it's my heart, my caring nature. It's how my family is. It's how I grew up. So can't help it, but I'm working on it.
Okay. And our last guy, contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5. I feel like for me, it's probably
Well, why does he introduce himself? Like, contestant number 5.
gonna be like my personality. I'm a people's person, so I do network, and it's easy for me to talk to people and kind of like, get my way. I mean myself into a room. I feel like that, especially for if I'm gonna be with somebody, I feel like they have to be able to understand that and know that like I'm not like a quiet person, so I am gonna be out networking, and I feel like they just have to be strong enough and have enough security to be able to withstand that and know that I do talk. I'm not like a very quiet person. It's gotten me into rooms I wouldn't have gotten if I was quiet. So I just feel like it just needs to be respected. Like, if I'm moving a certain way and I'm trying to do certain things, I expect you to understand that and allow me to do what I need to do to make sure we're good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. That was round 2.
It's round 2.
Good answer. Yeah, what I probably would have said is that I'm very steadfast in my beliefs. So I think that I could come off as maybe a little stern or not stern. I don't want to say judgmental, but I guess that would be the only word. Like, yeah, I come off as a little judgmental when I talk about something that I really care about, but it's not because I am judgmental. It's more so because, again, I care about what I'm talking about. I believe what I'm talking about. So although it could come off as I'm judgmental, really, you just have to ask the question and really seek to understand what I'm saying, and then I will be quiet and listen to what you're trying to say. So that would be mine, bro. But this whole my heart is just so big, like, bro.
It's time to eliminate someone. Who are you leaning towards eliminating?
Okay. This one's tough because literally all 3 of them ended off the same way, bro. But if she picks number 4, I think groupthink would have a little bit of a sway on her if she does. Like, groupthink is basically when everybody says the same thing, so then you start to lean towards what they're saying. So because number 4 was different, I would not be totally surprised if she cut him off. Plus, he kept talking about his money and stuff, and I think that she was kind of annoyed by that. But I want to say number 2 or number 4.
I'm leaning towards contestant number 1.
Oh.
I'm just kind of not feeling that initial draw.
Here, look at his face.
I'm just kind of not feeling that
He said, damn. It is what it is, bro.
initial draw to him.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my reasoning today.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have you stand on over there, and let's go ahead and bring out contestant number 1. Hello.
Hey.
You can remind us of your name again?
Rich.
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 Okay, Rich. So she ended up eliminating you. I think she said she wasn't really feeling your responses. How do you feel now that you've seen her? How do you feel now that you've seen him? Like, what's going through your heads?
I mean, very beautiful. I mean, you got to be yourself and be honest. So that's how I move.
Absolutely.
Was there anything specific he said that you were like, oh no?
No, I think I was just kind of leaning more towards other responses
Okay.
versus his. So obviously, I don't want to waste your time if I'm not getting that initial like impression or spark. So that's my reasoning today.
All right. Well, thank
She
you.
keeps saying that's my reasoning today, meaning that yes, that can change on the drop of a hat, bro. That's why I don't be getting too mad about what women be saying on the internet and women talking about height and money and status, because one minute it's this, the next minute it's that, bro. She said it herself. That's my reasoning today. Maybe if they would have hosted this show a day later, Rich would have won. We just don't know.
Thank you so much
All
for
right,
coming
thank
on,
you.
Rich.
Appreciate
All
y'all.
right, let's go ahead and move on up. All right, so we are now left with contestant number 2, 4, and 5.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, we're down to our 3 remaining guys. Let's go ahead and go on
so
to round 3.
my first question for you guys will be like, what is your favorite pastime?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 2.
My favorite pastime would be working on my businesses. So I own a clothing line, so I like to make clothes. I make a lot of clothes from scratch. I like to think of a lot of new designs for upcoming seasons and stuff I want to drop. I also breed French Bulldogs, so I be with my dogs a lot. Or, I do trucking as well, so I own a trucking company, so I like to take a drive. I'll take a drive at night and pretty much just get out, see the scenery, relax, just enjoy my time, peaceful time. I kind of like to, just be in my own little area, just, doing my own thing, not too much going out or anything. I like to, find activities or something, or, really just work on myself for real. If I'm gonna pass time, I at least want to work on myself and go ahead further, continue chasing my goals and get into where I want to go.
Okay, thank you. Let's hear from contestant number 4.
I would say my favorite pastime is traveling. I really, really, really love to travel because there's so much beauty in traveling. Get to meet new people, network, try new cuisines and all that different kind of stuff. And I like to do a lot of adrenaline rushing things while I'm traveling or, while I'm at home too. But yeah, I would just say overall, I really, really love to travel and go see new things, different things, because the world is so big and there's so many people in the world. So it's like, why not experience it, and learn it for yourself. And it also opens your mind to new things, new people, how they act versus how you act, because a lot of us can be very, very limited to our current.
You see how he's going a little bit deeper into what he likes? That's really starting to draw her in. Now that I think about it, number 1 didn't go too deep, and then who else? I don't even remember the other guy who got kicked, who got packed up. Oh yeah, he didn't go too deep either. I don't think. Yeah, number 3, I don't think he went too deep either. So yeah, see, I remember number 4 or number 5 went deep, and now he's going deep. So definitely something to consider. I really don't think number 2's winning this. It's between one of these guys. I'm leaning towards Flame Shirt, but he could surprise me. But I do think number 2's getting kicked out first. That's my early prediction.
Situations or environments, and that's one thing I dislike, is to just have a one-sided mind. I like to be open to all people, understand all people. So traveling helps me open up and learn new things, see new things, taste new things, do new things, all the above.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And let's hear from contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, I do love the gym.
Contestant number 5. You keep entry like, bro. We know it's you, bro.
I feel like that's like the greatest outlet in the world. I feel like we deal with all types of problems every day in our lives. I just feel like we all need to have a good positive outlet. Besides that, I'm gonna go back to my car. I love my car. I bought a Hellcat. I love it. It's the best thing in the world. I do like what contestant number 4 said, traveling. Traveling is great. It's nice to see the world, especially for how big it is. Especially when you live like in a local area and you haven't really been out, you don't understand how big the world is. Like when I went to Paris, opened my mind. I'm like, yo, this is real. Like this world is a real thing. So definitely the gym, my car, and traveling for sure. Pastime.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely felt them on the traveling part as well. Me myself, I've been to 26 countries.
Okay.
So I
Bro,
complete.
she's 22 and been to 26 countries, bro. So you graduate at around 18, 17, 18. So for her to have traveled that much, either she was into some money as soon as she got out of high school, bro, 26 countries, or her parents, really made sure like that. Whenever I have kids, that's one of my goals, bro. Like I want to take them places that like I've never even been before. My dad did a good job taking me across the country a little bit and showing me different places. So now I need to up the scale and pretty much double that. Plus, I want to go places myself. So
Completely understand. I think it definitely opens your mind to
Yeah.
new worlds and just gets yourself out of that bubble of, living here in the US.
Exactly.
Like, so yeah, it was really great to hear.
Nice.
My next question for you guys, though, is if you could take me anywhere on a first date, where would you choose and why?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 4.
this could be a trick bag, right? So you can either go with the super expensive spot or you can go with the more intimate spot. From what I'm reading from her, I think the more intimate spot would be the best. So I think whoever says picnic first, I think whoever says picnic first will have it. Me personally, bruh, I would just say, you know what? I want to take you to the beach. I want us to sit down, lay out a pallet, and eat some ice cream and watch the sunset. Of course, it has to be a hot day, though. Something like that. Because I'm not, bro, I got to be true to who I am, bro. I'm not spending too much on the first date. I don't care who you are, how beautiful you are. I want us to get to know each other. I want us to know if we actually vibe and if that's something that we can actually do without you being glamorized by me taking you to Maestro's for a steak and some shrimp and steak. That's counterintuitive, counterproductive against what I would really want if I'm actually feeling you beyond just your looks. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm taking you somewhere simple but intimate, or it could be intimate and somewhere we can like really just look at each other and be like, yeah, I'm messing with you.
4.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like doing things that build core memories for us. So, I know how to cook, so I'd like to cook for you. Take you home. We can go to the movies, do whatever activity we both enjoy doing together. I definitely want to do
That
that.
wasn't bad.
But apart from that, if that's not something that's in the picture, I would say, a fancy dinner because we gotta
Okay.
pop out. Because
No, so he went with both. This man said, "Well, I'm gonna just say intimate and fancy." I mean, okay.
we that couple. But other than that, I picnic in the
Y'all shouldn't be. Oh, he's hitting it with the picnic too. This man is saying all the answers. You shouldn't be talking about being a couple the first date though. We not that couple. We that acquaintance. We could be, but right now we're just that acquaintance.
park is cool too. I can cook some food. We can go to the park, enjoy that, watch the sunset,
Romantic.
nature, all that good stuff. So I'll just say anything that's really building core memories. Whoever I'm getting to know, I want to know what you like. So by the time we're doing these dates and things like that, I will already have like a mental picture of what's gonna make you smile, what's gonna make you laugh, and all that stuff. So
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and hear from contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, for a first date, I like to have fun, and especially if I don't know you, don't know me, we need to meet on a neutral ground. So I would probably find like a little cool speakeasy, trying to show you a little something different, a little hole in the wall type of vibe.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I like them speakeasies. There's a few of them out here, so definitely probably there, a restaurant, something. I mean, yeah, I'd probably go the speakeasy route and get a little snack.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. And contestant number 1. I'm sorry, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, it would kind of just depend, once we started texting and I kind of felt the vibe, kind of see which way I would more lean towards. But I would say something like outdoors, like something cool, like cool vibe, something not too, nothing like no club or nothing, or, just something that we could both at least have a conversation at and, like enjoy the vibe and, see some scenery or something. might go somewhere. It might be a little something fun at the end of the night, like like some arcade type vibe or some type of activity or something that we could just chill out, hang out, nothing too much high pressure or nothing, something relaxed, so we could actually get to know each other and it's not so much pressure and so tense. Just come and have fun and just really feel each other out.
All right, we have one more question for this round.
So my final question for this round is, why do you think most relationships fail today?
Okay, let's start
Okay.
with contestant number.
All right. The textbook answer is communication. That's what everybody's going to say. But I think that a deeper answer would probably be something like the lack of morals and loyalty that people have these days. And I've made videos about this, man. People do not respect the base morals of like honesty, integrity, and really just honing in on just those two alone. If people respected those two, even if a relationship failed, it would fail on good terms, and that goes for both genders. Now, for men specifically, men just need to stop only looking for a quick pleasure from a woman if you're actually looking for a relationship. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, they will put so much stock onto what the woman has on her body rather than what she has in her mind. So what I'm saying is they're going for women that either don't really align with them or don't really like them at all. But because of their assets, get it? Assets. Because of their assets, they are willing to do anything to go above and beyond just to get her on his team. That is part of the reason why relationships fail. They're not honest with themselves and they're not honest with the woman. And then a woman, man, the woman really just needs to be a little bit more realistic about what she wants. And as a whole, look at the person as a whole and not just exclude any talks of money at all, bro. It's like if she could get out of, I get it, women need to be provided for and protected, and if you're looking for an actual husband, those things are important. But at the end of the day, if he has shown to be an actual provider and has the characteristics of a man that's willing to provide and go out and get it, the money will come one way or another. So it's just up to her to be patient. That's just my take on it.
Number two.
I would say social media for sure. Social media is like, it has everyone thinking it's just so much out there that it's not. And then like a lot of people are really just into the hype right now. Everyone is just so focused on not missing out on something, and they think that they're gonna miss out on something. So it like kind of tends to make people do things that you weren't even normally do or even really want to do, but you just don't want to miss out and you want to be a part of the vibe or the whatever scene is going on. So I would definitely say like social media is a part, and like just like not being present versus being just in a whole nother world instead of being where you are.
And contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, I'm definitely gonna agree on the social media part. I also think music has a part to play into this. I feel like nobody really thinks for themselves nowadays, and it's like somebody's favorite artist says something, they're gonna automatically believe it and go through it. And I just feel like it's just not like, for example,
That's not just music. That's just celebrity worship. That's another thing, especially in the black community. I'm not gonna lie. The black community, man, it's like that we put so much stock and trust into these celebrities that don't do anything for us, bro. They don't do anything for us except feed us nonsense most of the time. There are some celebrities that are good examples, kind of like Denzel Washington and stuff. And everybody in Hollywood is into some weird stuff. I'm not going to hold you, but in terms of class and something to look up to, Denzel Washington has always kind of been that figure in the actor space that's not doing too much. He comes in, he plays a part in his movie, he does a damn good job, and he goes home. I think if most black men can at least adapt that mentality, then a lot of us will be better off. But he's not cool enough. He's not flashy enough for us. We want Future, we want Kanye, even though I like Kanye. Well, we want all these. See how I don't even know a lot of current artists and stuff. Like I know like King Von, he died, but you know what I'm saying. Like I can't like name anyone that's really current and popular right now, just because I pretty much live under a rock, bro. I'm not gonna hold. When it comes to social media and what everybody else is into, I'm into totally different stuff. So I live under a rock when it comes to that. But you guys get my point.
Example, if you go out, you're gonna see the same people going out. But if you look at it on social media, it looks lit. But if you see them at the club, they're just standing around like just doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it looks cool, but if you're really there, if you really know what's going on, you're gonna be like, yo, it's not really what's going on. So I definitely agree. Social media and music is just jading everybody's minds, and it's not how the real world works. It's just not. So social media and music is what I'm gonna say. Nobody really thinks for themselves anymore.
And contestant number 4.
I'll keep it short, but basically, I'll say lack of communication. It's very, very big to communicate when you're in a relationship, because when you think about it, you're gonna get married to this person.
So I'm gonna be honest, bro. Guy in the flame shirt has been hitting all of the textbook answers, bro. Like I said earlier, he had the picnic. He went both routes when she asked about the date, and now we're here, and now he's talking about communication. Easy money, bro. I want to give it to Flame Shirt off rip, bro. Pre W for Flame Shirt. Yeah, I'm gonna go all in, bro. I think Flame Shirt got it this episode.
Hopefully. And if that happens, things aren't always going to be so bright. So, the best way to solve those issues, those problems, is to communicate. And, I found like a lot of my friends, a lot of people I'm around, have problems with the relationships just because they're going to other people to talk about this and that their significant other did. And it's like, if you would have just went to your significant other the first time, you probably wouldn't have had that issue, that problem, whatever the case may be. You could have solved it in the blink of an eye, but because you decided to go to social media, like my boy said, or, you listen to the music and let that influence you, or whatever the case may be, it's like, it's not gonna work, even if you don't do those things and you don't have communication. You gotta have communication overall.
All right, it is the end of this round.
See, but even though it was a textbook answer, he still goes deep into it. Now, the other guy went a little deep too, but I think that answer was having her think. Number 2's out of here, bro. Number 2 is done, bro. Cut the cameras. Number 2 is
This is
gone.
the end of the round.
I know those are pretty good responses.
These are great responses.
Unfortunately, we do have to get rid of one of those guys. We got to eliminate him.
So the person I'm picking this round to eliminate will be contestant number 2.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to have you stand on over there. And contestant number 2, let me have you come on out. All right, you can stand right over there. Okay, so why did we lean towards eliminating contestant number 2?
I think for me, when it came around to that date question, I kind of feel like it was not really like a lot of effort thought or put into it when it came to what could possibly be done. But that's just me. Like, I'm definitely like a more outgoing girl, I feel like. So I don't know, I just feel like
Just wanted a little
didn't really
more-
resonate that much with your answer today.
Okay. All right, and then sorry, if you can remind us of your name again.
Andre.
Oh, Andre, you don't got a mic?
No, I got it.
Oh, there you go.
Andre.
Andre, okay. Well, Andre, we do thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's all good, Andre, bro. You did your best, bro. You can't win them all. I'd be a little angry too. Well, not angry. I'd be a little like annoyed too. It's like, dang, I came over here, and I come over to the other side, and we got this long-haired caramel chick, looking all good, and I wouldn't even say he blew it, bro. He said what he wanted to say. See, that's the thing. I can have my opinions on everything, but at the end of the day, as long as you gave it your all and you said what you truly wanted to say, it is what it is. Only you know if you said what you really wanted to say. Now, if you didn't, then you have to live with that, but it is what it is.
Okay, we are in our final round. Final round. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on to our questions. We do have contestant 4 and 5 left, so let's
Okay.
hit them with the first question.
So what I would like to know is, what is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Ooh, okay, contestant number 4.
I've done a lot of spontaneous things. So, for example, I drove myself across the country, changed my life. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, originally from Kenya, but I moved to LA and I drove myself over there to pursue my dreams and my career. But I will say the biggest thing I've done was, I would say, well, I'm gonna give you two. I flew out of the country alone to London, had the best experience of my life. But the biggest thing I wanted to say was I jumped off like one of the buildings in Las Vegas. It's called the Strat Tower. It really boosted my confidence. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I can do anything. Like I'm fearful. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm fearless, not fearful, big dog. But you know, I know what you meant.
Okay, yeah. All right, contestant number 5. Let's hear from you.
Contestant number 5, geez. The most spontaneous thing I think I've ever done was kind of the same thing he did, traveled a little bit. Went to Paris for a week, then took a train to Amsterdam, was there for a week. You know, that traveling stuff and going out the country was really just a nice break from everything. But that's probably the most spontaneous thing. I was like, yeah, let me get my passport, start checking off these countries, getting these stamps. Went to Jamaica too, but nothing compared. I was out in Paris for Fashion Week, so I was like, I gotta go. I need to get lit, and that's what I did. Yeah.
Okay.
What would you say is the most spontaneous thing you've done?
Oh, wow.
She said, I wasn't expecting this.
I feel like I've done a lot in my life, but kind of piggybacking off of like them is just definitely being able to solo travel as well as like with my best friend. We actually share the same birthday, so we always travel together, and I feel like my times with her are just always so grand, and I'm so appreciative of the time we have together. So I would say like my times with her is always just so spontaneous. It's just, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and start off with that second question.
So my second question is like, what's a long-term goal you guys would like to achieve?
Okay, let's start with contestant 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Contestant number 5. Definitely financial freedom. I do not like stress. I mean, I know it's a part of like everyday life, but I know like me personally, I like to, you know, have a good time. So I would love to be, I understand financial freedom is not necessarily like super duper tin, but I would love to just be able to do whatever I want. I just feel like I don't want to stress about bills, yada yada. So I definitely think a long-term goal is to get myself good now. So in the long run, I don't really have to worry about stuff like, you know.
Like, okay, money is very important, but I think that's going to be his downfall, bro. Every answer pretty much has been, it went back to money. Fancy dinner, money. What else did he say? He was talking about, what else? I forgot what else he said, but a lot of the things he said, it had to do with money. He talked about his Hellcat, he was an entrepreneur, all of that stuff. You know, it's very just kind of, I do think Flame Shirt got it.
Like I said, I just bought my dream car at 24. I'm about to be 25, so
See?
I kind of let you know where I plan on heading. So I'm just like, I don't really care about, you know, the fun stuff now. Like I can do that later on if I just know play on my cards right. So right now it's time to grind and build my legacy. So when I do decide to settle down, you know, have kids and everything, I can do that without, you know, really having to worry about it. So definitely financial freedom for sure.
Okay, contestant number 4.
Honestly, I'm really interested in building a family because that's just something I didn't grow up with like a lot around me. As far as like intermediate family, I didn't grow up with a lot of that around me, but I have always had like cousins and aunties and uncles and stuff around me. But ultimately, it's just getting to where God wants me to be urgently because life is really short. And when you think about it, there really is no time. Like, there's no time at all to do anything. So I just want to do everything that I'm supposed to do, everything that I'm meant to do while I'm here. And I want to succeed and strive to that at the fullest of my capabilities, basically.
Okay.
All right, next question.
So my final question for this round is, how do you like to show your affection to the people you care about?
This one could do it because if they take now they could go a more universal route and say, you know, I do this and I do that for everybody, or they could tailor it towards her, or how they would treat her. And as I was saying earlier, trying to play off of a woman's emotions all the time isn't good. But in this question could easily turn the tides, even in White Shirt's favor. Because again, in my eyes, I think Flame Shirt has it. If she had to pick now, she's picking Flame Shirt. Regardless. This question right here, bro, they have to score big, bro. It's like playing darts. They have to hit the bullseye to win. This is the all or nothing question.
Okay, contestant number 4.
Quality time. Whoever I love is someone that I want to be around. So if that's you, then I just want to be around you and spoil you, treat you to what you like to do. But, that goes vice versa. We do that towards each other, which builds a better relationship versus one person just doing something. But honestly, it's quality time, getting to know my partner, because you can never know someone 100%. There's always something that you're going to miss or something that you need to know that you didn't know, something you can do better. And I know everyone likes attention, everyone, in general. So showing that girl, that woman, attention is very important for me, because I know without that, there's a lot of problems that can hinder your relationship and whatever the case may be.
Guys, I just want you guys to see how he goes in depth in those answers. Now, honestly, there's pros and cons to that, because it can seem like he's very long-winded, right? And yeah, we've heard this a million times, but for her, it's like, okay, this guy is going, he's explaining what he means. I have no questions at all, so this is really why I think Flame Shirt's gonna win, because even money is so surface level, right? It's like, yeah, I want to buy you a Bugatti. Okay, so what else well, I want to buy you a Bugatti because I think you look good in it. I'm like, okay, that's so surface level. But when you say, yeah, I want to have quality time, because when I spend quality time with a person, I want to make them feel special, and I want to smell the perfume off your hair. I want to do this, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different angles you can go with it. But when you say money, yeah, I want to buy you a helicopter. I want to buy you a helicopter. And it's like, okay, why? Because I love you. There's not too many roads to go down.
And I don't want any problems in my relationship. So it's just quality time, attention, and just love and care, really.
Okay. All right, let's hear from contestant 5.
I think for me, showing my affection, like I said, I was raised a certain way, so it's definitely going to be, I hate to say it, a little bit more on the materialistic side. I'm definitely in tune with my affections and obviously being able to speak. But I know me, like I said, I like nice things, so if you buy me some nice thing, that's my love language, so I'm going to reciprocate that to you, as well as a verbal and reassure you side. Quality time for sure. It's just, I like you, I'm gonna buy you a bag or something, but that's only if you my girl. That's only if you my girl, though. Whatever. So, but definitely I look nice. I want you to look nice. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of it.
Sir.
All right.
Tough one.
We're down to our last 2 guys.
Our last 2 men.
Elimination time.
It's not tough. Come on, bro. I know, bro.
One out of these 2 contestants, all of the responses really resonated with you. You loved what you heard, whatever it may be. Which one out of these 2 are we eliminating?
I think for
Just gonna be quick, bro. She's about to say it right now.
me, it'll be contestant number 5.
Okay.
I think.
Bro, I know what I'm talking about, bro. Every time this man got on the mic, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy you a Birkin. Oh yeah, my Hellcat. Like, bro, again, nothing wrong with it, bro. He got that dog in him, bro. He's a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some things, there's some qualities about him that I need to adapt. But what I'm saying in terms of this particular instance is that was his downfall, bro. Plain and simple. Like, he didn't go in depth enough, and he always ran back to an item forgetting item, bro. You need to go in depth, man. You're talking to a person. You're talking to a woman. And from what I could tell, like I said, she doesn't seem to be too interested or care too much about the materialistic side of things. It seems like, she's been to 26 countries. Maybe she's from money, so that doesn't matter to her as much. Let's check it out.
I think overall, I was
This
kind of
man-
leaning
this man
towards
happy.
the other person more, and just like the attention to detail and just like the
Yep.
intention of what you want going into a relationship and building that bond with the person. So I think the other person's answers resonated with me more
Okay.
versus contestant number 5 today.
All right, let me
Both
have
great.
You can go ahead and stand on over there. All right, contestant number 5, come on out.
Look, man.
All right, I'll have you stand there. Okay, if you want to remind us of your name again.
Hi, my name is Kai.
Hi, okay. So you did end up eliminating him.
did.
Was there anything specific he said that you were like, oh, you know what? I'm definitely going to steer more towards contestant number 4?
I think it was kind of your last comment on my final answer in terms of the materialistic. I love gifts. I love giving gifts to my
See?
friends and my family. It's also another love language of mine, but I think like that bond is much more important to me than, the other stuff.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said, I was like, I was raised a certain way, so like I understand my
Yeah.
view is gonna be a little different, but
Okay.
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much
That
for
was
coming
all.
on. We
Nice
appreciate you.
Nice meeting you as well.
Okay. You can stay right on
Okay.
there, girl. Okay. So you did end up picking contestant number 4.
I did.
So let's go ahead and bring out your match. Come on out.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'll have you just stand over
Sherelle.
here.
Sherelle.
Sherelle.
Tavia.
Tavia, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know you said a lot of his responses really resonated with you.
Mm-hmm.
What really sealed the deal for you?
I just think
Bro, this man he too happy, bro. He's trying to hide it, bro. Like he got a little overbite. This man over here cheesing heavy, bro. Like he I can't stop it. She's so good. She looked good, bro. She looked good.
Oh, I don't know. The way you articulated things, that's just kind of how even I would respond to some of my answers I asked today, and also your view on mental health and everything. That's so important to me. I'm a big advocacy for therapy. So yeah, I think that's just my final.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, I think I'm leaning more towards this way, and I think just as we went on, that's just kind of sealed the deal for me.
All right. So now you see your day. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, sir?
Mr. Money Man. I'm just playing, no, but she's a beautiful young lady.
Yeah.
I loved your responses too when she did ask you, some questions. I really like your vibe and everything like that. You have a beautiful smile as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we're real happy.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear about this follow up.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope we get lots of dates and we hear good stuff.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
really, really happy for you too.
can we go
Yeah.
skydiving?
Oh.
Just playing.
He wasn't playing. But honestly, guys, that's pretty much it, man. What we learned from this is that you really got to dig deep, when talking to women, particularly. This isn't something that I'm just pulling out of my hat. We've seen it firsthand, bro. How him just having knowing enough about himself to explain his answers. That pretty much won him the match. That won him the match right there. Knowing enough to explain his answers, having articulate answers, and not stressing too much, saying what he believes and sticking with it. Now, I think that some of that stuff, let me just preface this with this. This is all a show, so this isn't totally authentic. If they would have met under different circumstances, if they just would have met on the street, who knows if he would have even approached her. But even if he did approach her, she might not have liked how he was looking or anything like that. But because, it's a show and things were set up a certain way, this happened. Okay, so let me just make that clear. But regardless, you got to be able to articulate yourself thoroughly and fully. You have to. Man, this was a great episode. This is a little long. It's like an hour and 8 minutes, but it's good for a Slim TV comeback. Am I right? Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Love you guys. Peace.